Chapter 15. Thursday morning came, and Grandma Anna still felt sick. "It's my stomach," she said, refusing a plate of toast. "Do you have the flu?" "I don't think so." She pushed back the quilt and sat at the edge of her bed. "It feels like indigestion. I must have eaten something bad." "Maybe it's because you're so worried," I said, sitting next to her. "Why won't you let me help with the bills?" "It's my job to worry about the bills." She patted my hand. "Your job is to go to school." "But I think I should stay home and take care of you." "Irmgard will take care of me." She stepped into some slippers. "You go to school. Get good grades, go to a good college." My grandmother used to be so strong, but age had crept up like Lars, and she didn't want to be treated different because her body was slowing down. Anna Svensson had her pride, and she believed her problems were no one's business. Like my grandfather's alcoholism. No one knew that he used to drink himself to sleep every night. Lucky for us, he'd been a peaceful drunk, but she never told a soul. I ate the toast, then did my morning chores. I turned on the yellow light and peered out the back window. The alley was empty. Why would Irmgard think that Malcolm was an angel? He worked as a messenger, and he had come to Nordby to deliver a message. So he said. Could be he was homeschooled. Could be he'd been partying that night and ended up in the alley after getting real drunk. Weekend binge drinking was popular with a lot of students at Nordby High. He was probably no different. So, if I thought about it enough, I could explain his sudden appearance. But how to explain his odd behavior? Crazy had already occurred to me. But if he wasn't crazy, then why would he be making up such a weird story about needing to reward my good deed? Why would he be following me around? Could he be interested in me? What a concept. Thursday was a total bore. Elizabeth wasn't at school, and I didn't see Vincent because he spent the entire day off campus doing a morning talk show, and then an afternoon talk show. I kept thinking about Malcolm, working it over and over in my mind. Could he possibly like me? What did it matter? He had said goodbye, and I was back to my normal routine. On Friday morning, Vincent showed up extra early. He peeled off his coat and hat and sat at the counter. "Why are you dressed up?" I asked him. He never wore button-down shirts. "I've got that interview with People magazine today." "Oh, right." I sliced some pumpernickel and dropped it into the toaster. "You look nice." He did. He rested his chin in his hand and closed his eyes. He had spent most of his life since 7th grade exhausted. Swim practice every morning and afternoon, late nights keeping his A average. He helped his dad with domestic stuff, too. No one knew where Vincent's mom had gone. She had left ages ago, with a married man, and hadn't been back to Nordby. He never wanted to talk about her. Though his dad had given away all her belongings, Vincent had a few hidden in his room. A blouse at the very back of his closet, and a necklace tucked in his bedside drawer. We had each lost a huge part of our lives, but in a way his situation was worse. My mom hadn't purposefully abandoned me. That had to hurt beyond words. He yawned. "You could stop swimming," I said. He opened his eyes. "What do you mean?" "You don't have to earn a swimming scholarship now." "I don't want to stop swimming." The toaster popped. "No one from the Squamish tribe has ever medaled at the Olympics. No one's even competed at the Olympics. I want to be the first." As always, he practiced that simple philosophy. If you want to do something, go for it. Elizabeth burst in, her hair pulled into a conservative ponytail. She wore a tan trench coat and plain jeans. My two friends looked as if they'd become young Republicans overnight. "What are you wearing?" "I don't want to freak face out," she said. "I thought I should turn down the volume." "Whose face?" Vincent asked. "This guy that I like, if you must know." Her unlined eyes looked half their regular size. "I'm going to ask him to go to the Solstice Festival with me." "Oh, great." Vincent cleared his throat. By the way, this is probably a good time to tell you that I'm also going to the festival." "Huh?" I stopped buttering the toast. He forced a smile. "Heidi Darling asked me." "What?" I dropped the knife. "Well, she joined the team this year, and we've been spending lots of time together. She asked me yesterday, and I said I'd go." He acted as if he'd shared something innocuous as a fair weather report. I felt as if I'd been struck by lightning. I can't remember the last time I went to the festival. I remembered the last time he went. We were 6th graders, and we felt silly making those peanut butter pine cones for the tree, but we did it anyway, somehow realizing that it was our last chance to be kids. We waited for St. Nick, holding out our hands for candy canes and licorice. We knew it was Ingvard behind the white beard, not just because his pipe was dangling from his mouth, but because we were wiser and the magic of the holiday had begun to fade. After the grand feast, Vincent's dad let us hang out at the deck behind the marina office. Vincent and I curled up under a big blanket to watch the parade of solstice ships. I remembered every minute of that night. I grabbed the edge of the counter. What do you mean you're going to the solstice festival with Heidi? I know you don't like her, Katrina, but it's just a date. I'm still not going to buy her dad's coffee. He grabbed a slice of toast. Elizabeth grabbed the other. I could barely control my panic. But you're supposed to be here during the festival, remember? What are you talking about? I asked if you would help hand out the special drinks and sign the cups. Oh, that. You never said that it was during the solstice. Yes, I did. No, you didn't. I looked to Elizabeth for help. She shrugged. Come to think of it, I don't think you mentioned when you needed Vincent's help. What? Of course I did. When else would I need him? Vincent finished his toast. Geez, Katrina, don't get so mad. How was I supposed to know? I'm not a mind reader. Panic turned my voice all screechy. You have to help that night. We can't outsell Mr. Darling without you. But I already said yes to Heidi. So? I glared at him. He'll have to choose, Heidi or me. Why would you want to go out with her in the first place? He looked away. That single gesture revealed all I needed to know. Vincent Hawke, best friend since the 4th grade, was in love with horrid Heidi Darling, daughter of my worst enemy. Unbelievable. He wasn't thinking clearly. Heidi had hypnotized him with her fresh-scrubbed beauty. I needed to warn him, to help him see the truth. She doesn't care about you. She's only doing this to get to me. What are you talking about? He narrowed his brown eyes. Her dad is trying to pay us to close the business and move. If she ruins my life, then I'll want to move. Don't you see? How is my going to the Solstice Festival with Heidi going to ruin your life? Elizabeth was wide-eyed as I struggled for words. Because Heidi already has a perfect life, and if she gets you, then she'll have everything. Because if you go out with her, then I'll feel like you stabbed me in the back, and that will change things between us. And then we won't hang out, and I'll be miserable. Because it's about loyalty, Elizabeth said, punching Vincent's shoulder. Katrina needs you to help her. I'm loyal. How can you say I'm not loyal? I do everything with Katrina. It's just a date. You're both acting like it's the end of the world. He slid off the stool. Look, Katrina, maybe you should think of another way to compete with Java Heaven. You can think of something. He put on his coat. And I'll help. You know I will. I just can't help during the Solstice Festival. Heidi's all excited about going, and I'm not going to hurt her feelings. As calm as ever, as if he had titanium skin impervious to my feelings, he put on his hat and left. It had been such a great plan, but Hero Hot Chocolate was nothing without the hero. Tears welled in my eyes. What was more upsetting, the fact that my plan to make some money had crashed and burned, or the fact that Vincent had chosen another girl's feelings over mine? Vincent's way too good for Heidi, Elizabeth said, hugging me. She'll lose interest as soon as she realizes that he doesn't have any money, except for that scholarship. He doesn't even have a car. She'll dump him after a few dates. I nodded, finding comfort in my best friend's potential misery. But you know, she paused, then brushed crumbs off the counter. I feel like I need to be brutally honest. I fought off more tears. What do you mean? This was going to happen eventually. Vincent's too cute not to have a girlfriend. You've had him to yourself way too long. Not long enough. But she was right. How could Nordby's swim champion and life-saving hero stay single? He'd get marriage proposals from all over the country once that People interview came out. But of all the people, Heidi Darling? It's getting late, Elizabeth said. If we're going to grind up that bean, we should do it now. Right, that bean. That stupid bean. I'd show Vincent. I'd grind it up and drink it and get real famous, and I wouldn't need his signature on a coffee cup. I ran upstairs. You're going to be late, my grandmother called from the bathroom. Rat-catcher pawed at my ankles as I pulled last night's jeans off the top of the laundry basket. Inside the pocket, the coffee-covered bean was all sticky. Ratcatcher wound between my legs as I hurried down the hallway. Stop it, I scolded. She kept winding. At the top step, she got right under my foot and tripped me. I caught myself on the railing, but the bean flew out of my hand and rolled down the stairs. The cat bounded after it. Ratcatcher! The bean bounced off the last step and rolled across the kitchen floor. Ratcatcher wiggled her rump, then pounced. She swallowed the bean whole. Elizabeth looked up the stairs. Why are you standing there? Where's the bean? What a totally crappy morning. Ratcatcher just ate it. You've got to be kidding. I'm not. She put her hands on her hips and frowned. If your cat gets famous, I'm going to be so mad at you.